coming up this week on the Center of It All. Constant construction is happening for one building in downtown Lewistown. We show you what's going on inside. And we talk to Pennsylvania State Fair Queen alternate Rachel Duke about her upcoming reign. Mel gets us ready for the spring weather, and our craft this week can help tidy up your life. Don't go anywhere, it's all coming up next right here on the Center of It All. Good morning, welcome to the Center of It All. It may look like an old, blue, rundown building from the outside, but the inside is coming to life. We went to Lewistown to take a look at the upcoming Art Center.
It's very important to me that the public understands that we are moving forward very quickly. This is not a dream project that you will come back and see us in 3 years and there still won't be a stage. Every time you walk in this door, if it's tomorrow, you will see progress. I don't move at a snail's pace. I move fast and furious, and I get it done. And this, if you are gonna invest in us, I promise you that we will deliver the most amazing art center in the shortest amount of time you can possibly imagine.
And when it is complete, this 12,400 square foot building will have it all. Theater, photography, dance, arts and crafts, pottery, painting, it's all inclusive, and it's called Evolution Arts Center. But this project didn't happen overnight. Euphema had a dream, and she wasn't going to settle. She spent 3 years searching for the right building that had enough space for all the activities she wanted to offer. Finally, she found this building, an old auto parts store. But when she walked in, she saw so much more.
As soon as we walked in the door, I walked in first. And I was like, okay, I see this.
But she knew it wouldn't be easy. They were starting from scratch. They had a big building with nothing in it. But where visibly there was only empty space, mentally, Euphema saw a use for each and every room.
The 80 to 100 theater seats in front of a 20 by 30 stage, that can be used as a space.
And after tearing down walls, bathrooms, painting and prepping, they were ready to start building. Their next plan of attack, the theater stage.
The amazing thing was it was meant to be, because the day before she signed, we fell into 120 free theater seats. All we had to do was come and get them. And so to us it was a sign that this was really meant to be.
A yard sale was their opening fundraiser to raise the money they needed. After one day, they had raised $2,000 and had an overwhelming amount of community support who believed in the Arts Center and the positive influence it would bring to the town.
A center for the arts, something to get people off the streets and doing stuff instead of, finding alternative entertainment is extremely important, especially in a small town like Lewistown.
Volunteers work all day, every day to make continual progress on the Arts Center. And what can you do to help? They need people to help with painting. They accept donations of any kind. Hammers, nails, costumes, furniture, arts and craft supplies, because to them, everything is a prop.
We cry after everything.
We do.
Because we get so excited.
And they want to share that excitement with everyone. Their hope is that this place becomes a space where people can come and feel comfortable and safe, doing what they love, like they have a place where they belong.
Give everyone the opportunity to show their work, to create, to teach, and it also gives those people who may not have known that these things existed in our community the ability to try it.
The second yard sale will happen for 2 days on March 10th and 11th. When we come back, we talk to the recently crowned Clearfield County Queen. Welcome back to the Center of It All. We are joined now by Rachel Duke. She is the Pennsylvania State Queen alternate. So Rachel, thank you so much for joining me and being on the show today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So first, can you start by telling us just a little bit about yourself, your hobbies? You go to Penn State. Just tell us about you.
So I do go to Penn State. I'm an agricultural science major. I'm also a director on the Clearfield County Conservation District, a director on the Clearfield Art Studio Theater. I direct a youth show choir, and I'm really involved in the arts, and I love Clearfield County.
Well, perfect. So you were crowned Clearfield County Queen back in August. Can you kind of walk me through that? Tell us a little bit about the competition and how you felt when you were crowned Queen.
So I felt amazing because I have grown up in Clearfield County for all 20 years of my life, and I still live there with my parents as I'm going to college. And I was really inspired by the people of Clearfield County to do Fair Queen because they mattered so much to me and had so much pride and passion. So I really was ecstatic to be able to bring the crown back to Clearfield. Most of our queens are not from Clearfield, they're from surrounding towns in the county. So it's been 5 years since there was a queen from Clearfield, and I was so happy to bring it home.
That's so exciting. Congratulations on that. So what are your responsibilities as county queen?
So my responsibilities are to promote agriculture and our home fair, the Clearfield County Fair, in Clearfield County. And we also have a program with our queens, which is called Queens for a Cause, and we raise money all year long for Children's Miracle Network and local charities. So this year we have raised $6,500 so far, and our next event is on June 11th. It's the Queens Car Show and 5K. So if you want to come, it's at the Clearfield County Fairgrounds, and we're hoping to raise more money for them.
So you were recently crowned alternate Pennsylvania Fair Queen just a couple weeks ago. Can you tell me about that competition? How is it different than the Clearfield County, and just kind of what that experience was for you?
So the competition consists of the same exact things. There's a speech, an essay, an interview, and a bio. So the competitions are alike, but at Clearfield we have roughly around 10 to 15 girls try out, but at states there is 60 girls altogether from across the state competing for that title of the Pennsylvania State Fair Queen. But it was really nice to see all those girls and meet them and see the passion they have for agriculture and for their home counties and fairs.
How long have you been doing this whole thing?
So I've been with Fair Queens for about 2 years now. I was on the 2015 Clearfield County Fair Queen Court. I was 4th runner-up, and this year I made it to be queen. So I skipped a few places, but I've always really been passionate about our fair. I used to go from 5 o'clock at night to about midnight, and I would come home and my parents would be a little bit mad. But I always have loved our fair, and I just adventure around the county, so I really just love it.
What would you tell girls who are maybe thinking about it, want to do it, but are a little nervous? What kind of advice do you have for them?
My advice would be just to speak from the heart. There's a lot of people that are doing it for the crown or for other reasons, but if you're very passionate about your county, your fair, and of course about agriculture, I would say just speak from the heart because that'll show through.
Well, perfect. Rachel, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us today on the Center of It All.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we head out to Mel's for some good home cooking. Welcome back to the Center of It All. Don't want to include meat into your meal? No problem. Mel has a recipe that cuts out the meat but leaves the protein.
I love lentils. Lentils are legumes. Legumes are nothing more than the dried seed pods of beans, peas, and lentils. Lentils come in a variety of colors, and they pack a lot of protein. They pack so much protein that people all over the world use them to make meatless meals. And that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. Tortellini pasta con lenticchie. Sound complicated? It's not. Translated, it means pasta with lentils. It's a classic Italian dish, and as for the pasta, it's typically small pasta, what'll fit on a soup spoon, because there's 2 ways to serve this dish. You make a stew-like sauce, and you add the pasta to it and serve it as a soup course, or you make a stew-like sauce, cook your pasta separately, and serve it as a pasta course. And that's what we're going to do today. I put 4 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of an 8-quart stock pot over medium heat. I'm going to add some garlic powder, some red pepper flakes, and some salt, but not too much salt, because when we toss this dish all together, the Parmigiano Reggiano is going to give it its own salt. I'm going to add a generous cup of diced onions, about a cup of carrots, and about a half a cup of celery. And I'm just going to stir these and saute them for about 4 to 5 minutes until the onions are tender. And then we'll add our liquids. My onions are tender, my carrots are softening. I'm just going to add my lentils. I'm using brown lentils today because they're the easiest ones to sorry, they're the easiest ones to find in the grocery store, but you can use any color you want. So they're stirred in, coated in the olive oil. I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves, 3 cups of chicken stock. Feel free to use vegetable stock if you really want to make this dish vegetarian. And 4 cups of crushed tomatoes, and I hand crushed these in a bowl. They started out as whole tomatoes. I'm going to increase my heat and bring this to a simmer, and then I'm going to cover the pot and I'm going to let this simmer gently for an hour and a half until the lentils are cooked through and they've absorbed a lot of the liquid. Okay, this has been about an hour and 15 minutes. Bubbling, really beautiful. Look at how thick that got. The lentils have soaked up almost all of the liquid. Really beautiful stew-like consistency. It's time to turn this off and go toss it with some pasta. I've cooked 2 pounds of ditalini today because I have a hungry camera crew to feed after this show. I've tossed it with a little bit of melted butter, which really helps it to keep from sticking together. And now I'm going to add 2 cups of salty Parmigiano Reggiano. That's why I told you earlier not to oversalt your sauce. Toss that in just like you would a salad. This smells wonderful already. Just the cheese melting over the top of this pasta. I could eat this almost. And now I'm going to start ladling in my lentil sauce. And I'm going to start with about 4 cups. You don't want your pasta drowning in sauce. You just want it evenly coated. Take the bay leaves out as you find them. Let's start there. And again, I'm just going to gently toss this, kind of like meat sauce, only without the meat. Get that 4th scoop. The other thing you can do with this sauce, it freezes fantastic. So you can make a big pot of it or a double batch of it and freeze it in portions that you can have on hand all year long or all winter long. I think that's looking just about perfect. No, maybe not. There's a little bit left there on the bottom that I didn't get quite mixed in. This is just about ready to plate and serve. Ditalini pasta con lentici. Pasta with lentils. In any language, this is a meatless meal that won't have anybody asking, where's the beef? For these and all of my recipes, just go to my website.
When we come back, it's time for our craft segment, and we introduce you to our pet of the show. Welcome back to the center of it all. For our craft this week, it's going to be quick, easy, and add a little bit of organization into your life. Let's get started. So first, all you need are a few mason jars, some spray paint. I use the matte spray paint that we already have from previous crafts. Everything that you need, you should already have from things that we've already done, and some sandpaper. So what you're gonna do is kind of a distressed mason jar. So you can see I've already done the red one. I've already spray painted it, and then I went through and distressed it with the sandpaper. What I have found is that darker colors may not work as well. Like the red, it's a little bit harder to see the distressing, but if you use lighter colors and pastel colors, so like this one is gray, if you do greens and kind of that coral color, those should come out a little bit better. So all you're gonna do is take your mason jar outside and spray paint it. Now I've already talked to you guys about how to do that, so I've already gone ahead and spray painted this, but like before, you're gonna hold it a couple inches away and do little spurts all the way around the can. And the nice thing about this is that you don't have to be perfect because you are gonna go back through and distress it afterwards. So once you've gone out and spray painted it, I only did one coat and I spray painted it upside down again and let it dry for only about 5 minutes. Then you're gonna go through and distress it. So you can distress it wherever you want. You're just gonna grab your sandpaper and you're just gonna kind of bend it in half or hold it however is comfortable. And you're gonna go through and just scrape off the paint from the jar wherever you want. So you can see that it's just a little bit scraped away there, the top little bit. Now I'm gonna go through and scrape where the words are. And you can see I'm not being super precise about where I put the sandpaper. Also going to sandpaper down where it says Mason right here on the bottom. Okay, and so then once you have the words and everything distressed out, then I'm just gonna kind of go around and add a little bit to the jar to make it a little bit more vintage looking. So I'm just gonna do maybe some up here in the corner a little bit. Stop there. You can see you can keep distressing as much as you want or as little. It's totally up to you. And then you kind of have just a jar that's a little bit more exciting than just a boring container. You can throw it in your bathroom and put Q-tips in or toothbrushes. I have mine in my bathroom because I put my makeup brushes in them. So it kind of just adds a little bit more of a homey vintage feel to your house. Let's head over and introduce you guys to our pet of the show.
Thanks, Alicia. I'm here with Sweetie from the Nittany Beagle Rescue. She's one of our beagles that we have. She's a howler, but I fostered her for a bit, and we've had other people foster her, and she doesn't normally bark much at all at home. She will bark if she's walking and sees another dog that she wants to interact with, or a squirrel or something. But she's okay on the leash. She's a real explorer. She loves to sniff. She doesn't get along great with other dogs, so you always have to introduce her slowly and be cautious, and we think it would be better to have her in a home where maybe she's the only dog, but she gets along great with people and kids. She really likes to get pet. She's pretty well behaved, and she's really in need of a foster or a forever home now.
That wraps up this week's Center of It All. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.